Okay, of course, the standard disclaimer clause, I hope all of you understand this presentation is for information and doesn't represent the views of the companies and so on and so forth. So we'll keep the information up to date, and ERA make no representation, warranty, or express any completeness, accuracy, reliability of the presented material. All right, Ken. Okay, I'll talk about the overall market view, which all of us are very interested, because I think with the current situation, the world crisis, like the war ongoing, at the same time also the recent cooling measures and the China lockdown, so on and so forth. So all these things happening in the market, all of us are very, very concerned, including your investor, your clients, your buyer, your sellers. They all will be asking about market overview. All right, Ken, thanks. KP? So let's start off with the overall Singapore residential real estate market trend. Okay, this is an article that was recently published on the newspaper. So we extracted out. I thought it would be good to see some figures and to actually see that what is ongoing, what is happening to our overall property market trend. All right, so we're not going to read this newspaper article. We're just trying to tell you is that Singapore market is more than timing the market. A lot of buyers and sellers tends to like, hey, when is a good time to buy? Is it a good time to buy now? Is it good to buy now? Or let's wait for the interest rate to come down, or let's wait for the interest rate to see what's next, what's happening, so on and so forth. All right, all of us always have told and reminded our clients that we don't buy property or we don't wait to buy property, or rather we should buy and wait for the price goes up, right? So you look at it is that how are you going to assist them in making such a decision, or to derive that actually they should just buy and then wait. All right, so from this slide, in fact, can you all refer to this so-called the table, the chart that is on the top right side? I blown it up to make it bigger. All right, yeah. So this right chart actually with the blue color representing the RCR, then the black color representing the OCR, and then the gray color representing the CCR. All right, can you also actually see that for the past 5 years, okay, the RCR has increased, the prices have increased by 42%, is whopping, all right? And then OCR for the past 5 years gone up by 36%, and then CCR has only gone up by a merely 12%. So we see relative values in the prime segment, given that the core central region, the home prices has only risen by modestly 12% during this cycle. So comparing to 42% and 36% in the RCR and OCR, and at the same time, the continual easing of the borders and open door policies to foreign talents bode very well for the property demand, especially in the prime CCR area. All right, Ken, next one. So as you can see from this table again, there is actually a depleting supplies of units in the RCR and OCR. So what does that mean? When there is a depleting supply, people will look elsewhere. So the best place right now to look at is actually OCR, because there are actually a lot of supplies right now in the CCR region. So when there's a lot of supply, it actually denotes that higher demands are, because due to the higher demand in the OCR and RCR, the prices has ballooned up. All right, then of course we see a lower price quantum in the CCR, sense of familiarity, relatively, this slide is trying to tell you is that why people go to OCR, why people choose RCR instead of OCR. All right, I think all of us should know that the OCR region, usually the property price, absolute price are usually, the quantums are usually higher, right? So on the OCR and RCR side, actually the price are relatively lower in terms of quantum, and of course, most of us are staying in the OCR region, or maybe some maybe RCR, but we don't really see a lot of us staying in the CCR region. Right. So because of that, the buyers, the general buyers will prefer to be staying in the OCR region because their relative, their sister, their siblings, or their good friends, buddies, schoolmates, or whoever that they are familiar with tends to be staying around the OCR region. So at the same time, OCR creates more demand is because of the support from the HDB upgraders. All right. So these actually have generated a very, very high demand for the OCR and RCR region. All right, next slide. So the low stocks naturally leads to soaring prices in this OCR region. So as you can see from the table here, the green line, which is the OCR, significantly a 61.9% increase in price in their median price. For the past 10 years. And then the RCR region has even risen more than close to 80%. And followed by, then we look at the red color line, which is the CCR, for the past 10 years has only increased by how much? It's the lowest increasement of 30%. All right. So what does this mean is that due to the home buyers demand in this OCR and RCR region, new launch prices in this area has significantly grew so much comparing to the CCR. So CCR condos price has only grown just that much only. So what does that mean for future properties prices? All right, next. All right, higher condo prices will eventually, all right, these people will eventually shift to the purchaser, the investor will then shift to CCR. All right, so you look at the median prices here, the chart actually represents the new launch prices for the CCR. Okay, let's look at the green line first, which is the OCR. It has actually gradually been increasing from 1,004 on the average. This is just a median price. We are not looking at the top prices, the highest prices, but we're looking at the green color lines, which is gradually has been going up from 1,004 all the way up to now on the median price 3,006 PSF. All right, then the RCR region moving up from 1,008. In fact, there was a spike up of coming up to even 2,002 per square foot. And then you look at the red line, which actually came down a little bit in the second quarter of 2020, and then followed by it starts to gradually climb. And then you can see that the gradient of going up is quite gradual. It's very flat. It's not flat, but it's quite gradual, right? Okay, then you can see potential in the CCR. Okay, next. All right, so if a 99-year-old resale prices in OCR reaches something like 2001, there's a recent launch by Fraser Properties at Sky Eden. Sky Eden at Bedok sold 75% at a price of 2,001 per square foot. Then of course this Quaco Land launched a Lentor Modern, which was sold. The highest price was like transacted at $2,538 per square foot. All right, next. So strong, maybe more room for capital appreciation in times to come. All right. Okay. So what I'm trying to present here is opportunities right now, especially in today's market situation. The opportunity is what all of us should capitalize on. The entry price of the CCR, which is right now still remain at our pre-pandemic level, and then that means great opportunities for local buyers, and of course, having said that, the influx of foreign buyers who are actually coming soon, they will be then pushing up the CCR prices. All right, next. Okay, CCR. Let's have some statistics to share why CCR has more potential in times to come. Right, the 2 months after the December 2021 cooling measure, can you see that from this part here, after the measure was announced, the sales volume of the new launches actually came down from as low in February to as low as a monthly transaction of 18. And then thereafter, it picks up. So what this is trying to tell you is that basically buyers, the market will react to the cooling measure, but on a short-term basis, probably 1 to 2 months, where the dust, the sand, and everything settles down, people are actually can actually see clearer that the market is not going to be adversely affected by the measures. So we look at it is that we recently just had another cooling measure by the government also. So currently, maybe the market also have a lot of sand and dust, maybe they can't see clearly. So the trend will probably people will like wait and see for the next 1-2 months, all right? So, and then clearly when the market will respond in a similar manner as what happens in the December 2021, as you can see, then thereafter March, the sales volume start to climb up again. Like in March, it went up to 28, then 46, 48, 54, and then it's like a point of no return, all right? Until then, of course, till now, the government came up more measures to try to curb, to make sure that people don't over invest or people don't over leverage, so on and so forth. All right. So the opportunity, yes, the word is the opportunity. Okay. Next one. Okay. Despite the 30% ABSD rule, it didn't deter foreign's interest on buying our properties. All right. So sometime in June this year, we saw the 20 units sold at the 𝐚𝐩𝐸𝐴, and then of course there were also more luxury homes sold to more foreign buyers despite the 30% ABSD. Okay, next one. And why is there such a big trend of foreigners still buying into our local property? I think all of us should know that the factors, the various factors, economically, politically, or even security, or even the strong Sing dollars, at the same time, how we handle the COVID situation and how fast we actually open up after the lockdown, or rather after the COVID that are still, the governments have managed it very well. And these are actually been spotlighted in the world. People are actually looking at how different countries are handling the pandemic accordingly. And I would say that kudos to our government. Our government has done very well. We have made a very significant impact to the world, that we are actually a place that we can, that people can seriously migrate to, all right? Especially from the way we handle the pandemic. I mean, surely if we are going to use the same policy as what Hong Kong or even like the China are doing, I don't think that we can attract migration to our country. So significantly, you can see that we have as much as just by this year, as now we are not even end of 2022, we are actually I think this statistic came out somewhere in the middle of the year, and I saw this also. So so far we have 2,800 migration overall, and coming into our Singapore, getting PRship, and these are the people who are actually the millionaires who could be from China, it could be from Russia, or it could be from Hong Kong, or even some of our familiar nearby neighbors like Malaysia, Indonesia, even India, and some other countries that you all may know of. All right, so some of you all could be even serving all these customers. But I can see that the majorities are all coming in mainly from these three places, from Russia, China, and Hong Kong. All right, okay. So this is a good trend, and it will continue as long as the world are still responding to the Ukraine war, or rather the Ukraine and Russia war, and also the China lockdown, because China are still not unlocking yet. They are still on zero COVID policies. So right, okay. Okay, so this opportunity, in CCR, just in case some of y'all, hey, David, you keep telling me CCR, where is CCR? I mean, CCR, all of us should know. Typically, it's in the District 9, 10, and 11, and then followed by the downtown core region, which is, of course, the Raffles Place, Shandon Way, District 1 and District 2, followed by, of course, the Sentosa area. These are the so-called CCR region, right? So one thing I want to emphasize about these areas with low population density, and they are actually, I mean, low population density area are usually those that are enclaved by landed properties. So Novena and Newton are actually enclaved by the landed properties. All right. Next. Right. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that the location of this subjected project that we're talking about is actually enjoying this so-called least densely populated area. All right. I mean, my emphasis here is that if you stay in a private property, you want to feel private. So Newton or even Bukit Timah area, certain of these areas are less populated. So it makes you feel like staying in a private property is really private property, the true private property. You feel private, right? If you stay in a development that is too big sometimes, you don't really feel that it's so private after all, because you see so many people. All right, population density also affect the population is calculated as residential population over a land area. So population as 2020, the planning area shown on the graph has at least 1,000 inhabitants. Okay, so you can see areas that are in the OCR, mainly in the OCR, are usually more densely populated. All right, so next one. Okay, at the same time, of course, due to the higher rental premium in the low population density area, okay, it has actually shown that the red color, which is denoted by the red color bar here, is actually telling you it's the Bukit Timah, Southern Island, Tanglin, Singapore River, and the Newton area. This area is actually commanding a higher rental premium in terms of the medium rent per square foot, all right, versus other locations like Woodland, the gray color, like the Toa Payoh, Bukit Panjang, Hougang, so on and so forth area. These are the ones that are actually commanding lower per square foot so-called rental, medium rental. Yeah. Next. Okay. The planning area with the highest rental rate in terms of per square foot, the median rent, you can see that Newton is actually ranked very, very top. Yeah, comparing to the rest of the estate, you can actually see that we are actually ranked very, very high in terms of the median rent per square foot. All right, next. Okay. So as you invest in a property, all of us are concerned about rental yield, rental return. All right. So if you look at this chart that we actually extracted from the URA, and it was published on a paper. Since 2020, the rent in the luxury segment has been performing in line with other segments of the market. Although the demand was not as high, but actually our performance has actually moved up in tandem. So I mean, the rental, all of us should have experienced that the rental market is the prices has been soaring. You know, it's not just going up; it's soaring like so drastically. So it's not. It doesn't mean that the property prices in the OCR or RCR has gone up and the rental didn't go up. The rental also went up. The primary. This is one of the reasons why people are still investing in property, because they are looking at the high rental yield. All right. So despite the fact that CCR, remember just now I showed you all the slide that the property prices in CCR did not really go up a lot. All right. They were the lowest in terms of the capital appreciation growth. Yet our rental prices has actually moved up in tandem. So meanwhile, this CCR has also registered significant improvement since the Q4 of 2020, and from the period of Q2 2022, the current yield index for the CCR has risen by 16.1% versus 0.9% and 9.6% for RCR and OCR respectively. Can you see that? Okay, what my emphasis here is trying to tell you is that if you're going to park your money in for investment, you have to look at this as a very, very important element. All right, because if you're going to still invest a property in an OCR or RCR region, you may not get a better rental yield. All right, means your rental may not be able to fetch higher. And bear in mind that those people who choose to stay in the CCR area has better budget, have more money to spend on the rental, to pay for rental. Like recently, we just did a transaction in the Sentosa area. It used to be like commanding about 7,800 during then. So this yesterday, the unit was put up on for rent and immediately we found a tenant. You wouldn't believe it how much the tenant was willing to pay for that unit, which was rented out 2 years ago for 7,800. The tenant paid 13,000. The same unit that was rented for 7,800, that particular tenant is willing to pay 13,000 for the same property in today's market. All right. So this is a very typical example. Those with good money, those who are able to afford, they wouldn't mind to pay more because of the location, because it's in CCR and they have that kind of budget. Okay. Good. So is that a good, how to spot a good investment? I mean, everybody wants a good investment, right? Nobody wants to buy a property that is poor in investment, right? So these are some of the factors. Of course, economy plays a part. When you buy something, the economy has to support the kind of price. At the same time, you must also make sure that there are enough foreigners demand on that kind of properties that you're going to invest on. And secondly, you also have to look at it is that the rentability of that particular property that you're going to invest, right? I mean, good property investment. I mean, when I talk about investment, in all contexts, it's all about property because we're talking about property. We are property agent. All right. Then, right. Which are the? I mean, Sentosa is a low density area. Important because these are areas that people tend to overlook. All right, unrealized potential region. In fact, I personally feel that the Newton area has been an area that is so-called been overlooked. All right, so you must look at in investing in property. You must look at all these elements, these 4 elements as one of the primary consideration. All right, next one. Okay, Century and Newton. This is the project that is located in that gray area that encompasses the 4 boxes that just now I mentioned. All right, so this exclusive development is a freehold. It's in the prime district of 11 of Newton. Okay, well, let's start a bit on this location. Do a quick one. And all of us probably know where is Newton Road. You know, I think probably you all also know where is it located. Okay, this was former Surrey Point along Surrey Road. All right, if you are familiar with Surrey Road, maybe most of you will be familiar with 26 Newton. All right, this is the project that is located right beside us. All right, so Century and Newton is side by side with 26 Newton. Formerly, these are en bloc site, just for your information. Last time the project was called Surrey Point. Next. Okay, this was an en bloc sales done. Developers Amara Holding buy Surrey Point for 47.8 million. Surrey Point is within 5 minutes drive to Orchard, within a 5 minutes walk to Novena Square, United Square, Courtyard, Marriott Hotel, Royal Square, Gold Hill Shopping Center, and Novena Medical Hub. All right, then of course the fact is that it's located at Newton MRT interchange station, which is only about 500 meters away. This location is primarily very near to ACS Junior and Primary, St. Joseph Junior, Singapore Chinese School, and St. Margaret Primary School. All right, next. Okay, this is a quick one. Let's go through that. It's 5 minutes to drive to Scotts Road and to the Orchard shopping belt. Next. Then let's go to the location-wise. This is Century at Newton. So we are approximately 8 minutes walk to Newton MRT or an approximate 10 minutes walk to Novena MRT station. Okay, next. Okay, from Century Newton, you can see there are this United Square, Goldhill Plaza, Novena Square. It's all really walking distance, very convenient, superb location. And people who stay here will learn to appreciate foods that is like from Newton Circle. All right, next one. Okay, all of us know that United Square is actually a learning mall, a place where a lot of parents will bring the children there for the for all these schools. All right, they call it a learning hub. All right, then Velocity, of course, for people who are into sports and healthy, conscious people, you know, we will actually be just, it's a very good place to shop for all your sports gears and your clothes. All right, so next one. Square 2 comprises 5-story of lifestyle. Yeah, I think this one also most of us should go and check it out. Square 2. All right, next one. Goldhill Plaza. Yeah, this is a place that a lot of people tend to overlook. I like to go there because they have very nice food. If you can see this, these are the if you look at it makes me hungry also. Next one. Okay, more Singapore wants to live near shopping mall, correct? Yeah, that's a fact. Well, if you are wondering what the majority of Singapore people think, the verdict is out. All right, according to Property Guru Consumer Sentiment Study in the second half of 2020, one of the top 2 priorities that home buyers following the COVID-19 is the proximity of F&B outlet and mall. So people learn to appreciate more if you are actually within walking distance to F&B outlets and shopping malls. So this 61% responded is one of the 2 top priority. So this perhaps is due to us spending more time working from home due to the pandemic. So this was a survey that was done by Property Guru. Next. Okay. Then of course school, all of us should know is every young parent's priorities. So we are like 700 over meters away from ACS, and then the other ACS is only about 500 meters. Sorry, the other St. Joseph Institution Junior is about 500 meters away. Yeah. Next. So education within 1 to 2 kilometers includes ACS, primary ACS school, then followed by 𝐻𝐸𝐺, Farrer Park Primary School. Yeah, this one, you know, in Chinese they will say this is 学府区啊，这个是学府区. So Chinese who are investing in this property, they will appreciate the schools that are within 1 to 2 kilometers from Century and Newton. All right, next one. All right, so how distance affect the priority admission? Yeah, this one, I think a lot of us, I mean, I also didn't really know because my kids are all grown up, so I don't really study this. But I realized that it's so important, you know, because priority is given to Singapore citizens and PR who live nearer to the preferred school when balloting. Find out how does it work. Okay, if you choose a primary school that has more registration than vacancy, priority admission will be given based on your child's citizenship and homeschool distance category, which in turn based on the address used for registration. First priority, you must be a Singapore citizen living within 1 kilometer of school. Second priority, you have to be a Singapore citizen living between 1 to 2 kilometers of the school. Of course, the third one will be like if you are outside 2 kilometers, followed by if you are a PR, then you have this priority that is within 1 kilometer of the school. These priority means, you know, PR, they have lesser priority, unfortunately. So the accessibility here, we have a walk to 8 minutes in summary lah. You know, it's 8 minutes walk to Novena MRT, 4 minutes to United Square, 9 minutes to Newton Food Center, 10 minutes to Newton MRT, 15 minutes to ACS School. If you drive, it's only 2 minutes to Novena, and 3 minutes to ACS, 5 minutes to Mount E, 6 minutes to Orchard, 8 minutes to Botanic Garden, and 12 minutes to Garden by the Bay. All right, next. Key highlight about Novena, I mean, I think all of you who have attended some of the other launches that is nearby, you will heard of the Health City and Novena, and also the North-South corridor. So I don't want to touch too much on that, but I think these are the major things that are going to impact the demands, and of course the property prices appreciation in times to come for properties that are located along this area, around this area. Right. Next one. Okay, Health City Novena. The upcoming Health City Novena, basically, we are here. Can you see the red color? We are actually here. And then we are actually really very near to the upcoming Health City Novena, right? So in a big, on a big map sheet size, we can actually see that we are just on the right side here. So this is how the healthcare city of Novena is going to look like. There we have 3 health science school, medical education training, hospital, hospice, 4 specialist health care center, 30,000 of, that's important, 30,000 of working population, and where are they going to stay, where are they going to rent? Obviously, it's places that is nearby, and Century is obviously one of the choice in times to come. All right, estimated about 600 square meter, all right, okay, anyway, 600,000 square meter of space will be used for health services, research, education, commercial, and leisure and public spaces. So this health city in Novena is definitely going to be a big thing, and it's not going to fail one. So it's not like Forest City or in JB, or even Country Garden. That kind is considered really fail one. You know. You put our money there, it's like burn your money. All right, but for places like this one, definitely will take off in times to come. All right, okay, next. Okay, then of course we touch a bit on North-South corridor. This corridor is also expected to alleviate traffic on the city and the major arterial roads such as Thompson Road, which is where we are located very near to, and Marymount Road. Okay, Century is actually located along the North-South corridors. So it stands to benefit if you stay in this development. Okay. All right, so let's go more in depth into the North-South corridor. It will actually runs all the way from Sembawang down to pass by Ang-Mo-Kio, Bishan, then the Novena, Rochor, and all the way down to downtown Rochor Road through the co-creation with. All right, so North-South corridors, this is how it's going to look like. I mean, I think that's why I say probably a lot of presenter has actually touched on this. I just want to say that it's expected to complete in 2027. The corridor will then ease the traffic on the CTE and so on and so forth. And we will then send the benefit because we are along this area. All right, next one. The inner ring, okay, can you see Novena is, and then Century is actually located here. All right, Century, which is the inner ring now, we're actually located in the inner ring, a revitalized inner ring corridor to connect the city fringe. More walking, cycling spaces could be introduced to encourage people to explore the different neighborhood, which means that there's a possibility that you probably don't want to drive or don't need to drive because of this rejuvenation of this area. You may then consider walking or cycling to where you are going to work, or maybe to your to do your grocery shoppings. All right, so due to the corridors that are going to run along Zion, Kim Seng, Scotts, and Newton Road. All right, so all these are factors that are going to help you on the recreational activities, rejuvenation. We have the Botanic Garden, Singapore first UNESCO World, I call it the Singapore Garden, Okay, our national garden, a place where all ages from, if you want to go there to exercise, to relax, education, research, shop and dine, stroll in the park. I mean, I don't know, some of y'all, maybe y'all haven't visited Botanic Garden for a long time. Yeah, it was during the pandemic that I actually make a trip down to Botanic Garden to explore. And I realized that, wow, actually Botanic Garden is really a fabulous place. It's a wonderful place. Maybe I call it, it's really like a heaven. You know, I for that moment, you know, when during COVID that time, I think I remember I went there. It was really very refreshing, and it's very enlightening. All right, then I see, so Singapore got such a nice place. I think I also want to book near here. So Century is one of them, Newton is one of them, 𝐸𝐸𝑑𝑖𝑚𝑎 one of them. Beautiful place. Make some put effort. You all can go and check it out, the Botanic Garden. All right. Okay, then I will then now talk about a location summary, a quick one. We are walking distance to the MRT Newton, which is Newton is actually an interchange, rather. It's like they have a famous Newton food center. Then we have the walking distance to 6 shopping mall, within 5 minutes walk to Orchard, within 1 to 2 kilometers to prestigious school, situated in the heart of Novena Medical hub, providing ease to access high quality of specialists and medical clinics. So you can actually see from the map here, Century is a place where you have all the amenities from medical to shopping to schools to preschool, or even to enrichment center, and then at the same time also walking distance to all the amenities like the MRT station, at the same time to the Botanic Gardens, and of course the up and coming Novena Healthcare Center and the North-South Corridor. Everything in. Okay, next. All right. So much so on the location and also the market situation. This is, I present to you, Century at Newton, the luxurious elevated living, refined place, coveted with a freehold boutique development nested in the tranquil neighborhood of Newton. I pass on to Lawrence, who will share with you the fact sheet and the details of the Century. Lawrence, to you. Lawrence, your mic, yeah.
Thank you, Davey and KP, for the heads up, and thank you for the wonderful sharing. And welcome everybody. Thank you for attending our briefing today for Century at Newton. Without further ado, okay, let us look at who is the developer. Okay, now ASK Development Private Limited. Now it comprises of a joint venture with 3 companies: Amara Holdings, Santari Capital Venture, and Kelly Realty. Okay, just a little bit of background, like Amara Holdings. We are currently marketing another project called Tang Evelyn, just directly opposite the Newton Road. Okay. So they have Amara, as you know, they are hoteliers. They own a couple of hotels internationally and in Singapore, which is located at this Tanjong Pagar, and they have this shopping mall called 100 AM. Santari Capital, currently they also have another joint venture with another developers doing an EC. It's called Tenet. And of course, Kalim is one of their partners also. Okay, the location is located at Surrey Road, and this is a freehold project, site of 1,172.6 meters square, plot ratio at 2.8. Height floor to floor is about 3.4 meters, ceiling height at 3.15 meters. Okay, total comprises of 38 units for 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms, with a 2 basement car park. Okay, as for this Century at Newton, is a bespoke 15-story residential enclave located at the corner road of this Surrey Road. If those people who are familiar with Surrey Road, opposite will be Newton, which is where Tang Evelyn is located, and Surrey Road will be nearer to the United Square. And next to the building will be 26 Newton, those who are familiar with 26 Newton. And then the other direction On the north side will be streets at Newton. That is the direction, is north side. Okay, and on the east side will be the streets at Surrey. Okay, so you can see from this aerial view, this orientation, we are actually one of the newer one in the upcoming future. The next one, I mean, the newer one will be 10 Evelyn at the opposite side and 26 Newton, but another few more years will be the newer project in the whole District 11 in this area. Okay, so you can see this is actually another site orientation view. Okay, we can even, if the high floor, you can even get the MBS view and some of the landed view, and you can see some greeneries. Okay, so location-wise is straightforward. Okay, so these are 4 facade view along Surrey Road. On the left-hand side, you can see the facade. Actually, the facade is very nice with a lot of flush. They actually use the natural hues of stones and the timeless palette of warm shades of colors. Okay, and the other side, you can see along the 26 Newton development. So again, you can see a lot of very green stones kind of look. So this will stand up among all the older buildings by the time it's TOP. And another 2 more side views along the Surrey Road and the Newton Road. Okay, now if you look at the, again, the site map, this is one of the site plans on the first floor. We have a pole which is landed, which is facing the landed facing, and we have an in and out entrance, right? And you can see total we have actually 1 block with 3 steps, 01, 02, and 03 steps. Okay, now the steps they actually comprises. On the 01 stacks will be the 3 and 4 bedder. On the 02 stacks will be the 2 and 3, 4 bedders. And on the 03 stacks will be the 2 and 3 bedders. Okay, and you can see now the distance from all the projects. We are actually quite far apart. No doubt we are all located in the concrete jungle, so they are not so near. As you can see, there's quite some distance away, about 12.6 meter, 12 meter, 27 meter away. And you can see the environment here is actually quite convenient to, like what David mentioned earlier, the ACS school, SJI. These are all very, very popular. Okay. There's 3 stories of facilities. We have a 6th level. We have a sky terrace. A sky terrace, we can do all your gatherings. Even you can bring your laptop there and relax and do your work. Now, a lot of people are doing their work at home, work from home. So not come to relax, to sit down there with your families and kids. There's a place for you to enjoy at the Sky Terrace. And we have this 15 level sky pool pavilions. Now this pool is a bit unique and different from the rest of the project, because this one is, the pool, if you look at it carefully, is actually a fish tank look-alike. Okay, the fish tank look-alike meaning to say when you swim, you can see the complete view, which is very unique. It's not just an infinite pool at MBS. This pool actually gives a lot of different attraction, different color to the building. And of course, we have this rain shower, on top of the pool, so it will probably create some of the vibrance. And with the lightings and with some of the outdoor furniture sets outside, you sit down there and relax after work. I think it's very perfect because everyone will get to enjoy a sky view. It's not restricted to just the 15th floor owner. Okay, and of course we have a very grand lobby with a very tall height ceiling, so it looked very grand, especially with the combination of those stones and natural stones and hues, and with those warm shades of colors. And of course they play with the warm lights. So all this will make the place very cozy and a bit elegant, stand up from most of the normal projects. And if you look again at the first floor plan, we have the sentry poles, we have a function room, and there's an in, resident in, visitor in entrance and out entrance. And you can see the lobby is very spacious. It's enough for people to do their drop off point. It's very convenient. And now we look at the Sky Terrace on the 6th floor. This is the layout. We have 2 units there located. Actually the 1 and 2 stacks. So you can see that this will have a pool view, and you can have an exclusive view for those people who stay on the 6th floor. And this is on the 15th floor. And of course, this will belongs to the 2 and 3 stacks. Yeah, they can actually have to enjoy the not just the pool view, of course the sky view also. So this one will be common for the other residences also. So these are additional place that, you know, we not only have 1 pool, we have 2 pools and 2 places for people to enjoy, to relax. Sky pool pavilion, outdoor shower, and a beautiful landscape. Okay. The pool is actually 15 meter. We have 3.4 meter width. So you can see the way they decorate it with some waterfall, with all the greeneries, with all the outdoor furnitures. This is what you would expect. And of course, the grand lobby and drop-off point is what I mentioned earlier at the first level. Yes, it looks very grand. And this is the Sky Terrace at the 6th story. Again, you can see, I think the evening time will be very nice, where everything is golden color. And this is a sky pool with the rain shower. And you can see there's outdoor furniture there. Okay. Okay, so these are the different types. 3 stacks, 0, 1, 2, and 3 stacks. 2 and 3, 4, and bedrooms. And you can see that their heights, as I mentioned earlier, they have a taller height. And then look at the roof terrace on top, where the swimming pool with the fish tank look-alike will be located there. Okay, so you can see it comprises of the total. We have 14 of the 2-bedders. Okay, we have 19 of the 3-bedders, and the rest will be the 4-bedders. So comprises of 38 units. Okay, you see the layouts are very functional, very strange, because from outside you see there is no curved line, there is no sharp point edges, you know, like some buildings, they are curvy, they are sharp. So this one is very functional layout, squarish with a lot of window panels, bright and breezy, right? You can look at some, even I think you can consider to maybe to make another, you know, break into another room. Probably got to, you know, check with the contractors, so you can get more space if you are doing work from home. Again, this is the 2-bedder layout, 775 square feet with a balcony on top, so you can get beautiful view. Okay, another 807 square feet, 2-bedders. I think the 2-bedders are currently quite popular because currently there's a lot of people came down to see our 10 evening also for 2-bedders. So 2-bedders, I think stocks are not a lot, so probably you can propose. And 3-bedder type, 1023 square feet. And we only have 5 units of these 3-bedders at 1055 square feet. Very functional layout. And the kitchens are enclosed. And we have 4 units of these 3 bedrooms at 1023 square feet. Another 3 bedrooms here, 1023 square feet. And we have one of these 4 bedroom is 1249 square feet. This is on the 15th floor. Okay, which is one of the larger units. There's only 2. So if those people are looking for huge unit, District 11, so do consider and probably can propose to your clients. 1130 square feet, another type of 4-bedder. Right, the comparables on the District 11 freeholds, there are not many projects currently selling at District 11, probably about 7 or 8 of them. Now this is just an overview. 10 Evelyn, 26 Newton, 𝐬𝐥𝐨𝐮𝐫, Enchanté, big residences. And stocks are running low, especially for those popular bigger size one, 2 to 3 bedders. Right. Then we have Dunnan 386, probably I think left with only 1 unit. Ikigai, new at Novena, and Pullman Residences. So probably it's very straightforward now. You can see all the overviews. You can compare around the prices per square foot, and also on the TOP dates, and of course also the location, which suits your clients perfectly. Okay, so this is again the indicative price range for the 2-bedders, starting from a price range of 2.195 to 2.4, which is per square foot derived at 2720 to 2974 per square foot. Okay, and we have a few types, type A1 to A3. And we have another range of 3-bedders, start from 2.711 to 2.959, which is per square foot derived at 2,651 to 2,800 per square foot. And for the 4-bedder, we have the 3.364 million to 3.4 million, which derived to about 2.7 thousand per square foot to 3,000 per square foot. So it's very, as you can see now, the price is very competitive. And I think this is the current market price for this district. And probably if you are looking at a newer project, if you are looking at this location, if you are looking at schools, if you are looking at medical hubs, malls, or even close to MRTs, as what David had mentioned earlier, looking at eateries like Newton Hawker Centers, then these are the place that you can consider as stocks are depleting now.
Swimming pool. All right.
Full glass. Full glass will be facing the suites at Newton.
Yeah, the glass will be
this
facing
direction.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, sorry, KB, what did you say? You say it's facing where?
No, right now we are talking about the question is which pool, because we have 2 levels of pools.
There are 2 pools. Yeah, like this development there. One that is on the level 15, which is the sky pool, right?
Yeah, the sky pool is facing this direction, facing the suites at Newton.
Okay, the sky pool is facing Surrey Road, right? Then
this one will be facing Newton Road,
yeah.
Which is at the ground level.
On the ground floor one is facing the Newton Road. Sorry. Okay, so just to be sure, we have two swimming pool. One of them, the one and only, I think we are probably the first in Singapore to have a swimming pool with full glass fronting outside of the development. All right, so not even the sky pool that I came across, I think one of them is actually in I think it's Sky Habitat, if you all remember. Sky Habitat has a sky pool, but the pool is not a full glass that looks like a fish tank one. It's not a fish tank pool. We are the only one so far. I think the developer also very confidently told us that they are the only, we are going to be the only development with a swimming pool of this kind of concept. So it's
to give you all a better idea on why we keep on emphasizing it's a fish tank, right? It's just that, you know, on the surface itself there will be a glass, and even if you go beyond the surface, it's still a glass, which means that while you're swimming, you can actually look out and see the city skyline. That's the whole idea of it.
Yeah, I mean, to see how this kind of pool looks like, actually, if those people who've been to 1 degree 15 at Sentosa, they actually have such a pool also, but their swimming pool is actually on the first floor. It's not on the sky. But for Century and Newton, we are the only one that has a pool that is in the sky with this kind of concept. So this is uniquely by itself, and it's a selling point because it's really not, it's very expensive to have. And the glass that they're going to install on this swimming pool is very, very thick. So to prevent, of course, to all the safety measures has to be taken care. So rest assured that that there will be no leaking or any problem, or even the glass crack issue. No, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a very, very thick glass on this swimming pool. All right.
And there's only two units, and there's only 2 units that is on this level, and it's just like a like a landed in the sky. Okay, although it may not be duplex, but it's a single level with 2 units by the side. Let me show you guys. Okay, just for example, this. So can you just imagine that there's only 2 units that is enjoying this sky pool. So once you go out, you will have so-called swimming pool. So don't you think
your private swimming
like a landed?
Pool.
Don't you think that it's really like a landed feel kind of thing, but it's in the sky where you can actually enjoy the skyline, the city skyline, etc. Yep. Okay, so this is the indicative price. So like what Lawrence mentioned, okay, it is the market price. As we all know that, when it comes to new launches, developer usually will take a little bit of premium of maybe, the moving forward price. But based on the price comparables, okay, with this price, we truly believe that, this is at this market price. Whether will developer increase price or not, we really do not know. But that also got to depend on the market sentiment. Like what Davey shared in the CCR market, right now, the price increment is just that little. It's not a big jump like the OCR and the RCR. So what's going to happen in future where the border is going to open, all countries, globally is going to open up their borders. Everybody will be buying here and there. So it could potentially, the price could potentially rise. Okay, and sorry I forget to put one of the things in these slides, is that for the first 10 units, developer is going to give additional discount. So how much would that be? We will still wait for them, but they actually give us some sneak info saying that, for the first 10 units, they're going to give discount. So what you're going to see at this price, probably there will still be a further reduction. How much? What is the percentage? I really do not know. We really do not know. But still do stay with us and stay tuned on the latest update. Okay? Have a good afternoon and have a good day ahead. We shall end this session. Okay? Thank you, ERA, and thank you, everyone.